Ba-da-ba-ba. All right, here we go. So, Matt, soundrolling.com. Wanted to thank everyone who's been subscribed to me over all these years. Just got back in. I have to remake this video basically because my computer's dying. It's currently trying to save a hard drive that decided to go kaput. So I just got in. Apart from making the previous video that then failed. So update, and then you can ask me questions somewhere. And even if this video isn't live anymore, just stick your any questions, feedback, whatever, in the comments, and I'll get back and do another video or this, that, and the other. So what did we start with? So I'm currently running like 2 other companies at the moment with my wife. So we are basically just finishing one job and starting another job, and then finishing that job and starting another job. So it's pretty mental, but it's working quite well, I think. It's all about kind of just hustle, patience, that kind of thing. In terms of me, in terms of work, finishing off one feature in post, got another short that I'm finishing off in post production, just about to start this week. I need to do some editing for some interviews tonight after my hard drive hopefully rescues itself. That's about it. In terms of gear, now I've basically not bought anything major, I would say, because I buy consumables and little extras and trinkets, but there's been no kind of big purchases actually over the last year now, which is quite impressive, I think, considering. I mean, maybe my body of work hasn't changed that much, but a lot of the stuff I've just rented in for some of the features that I did. So I've been scaling my gear kind of that way. I'm still not that kind of inclined to build a full-on kart rig. I'm very, very comfortable just in bag work, and because most of my work outside of features is in the bag, I just kind of keep everything there. So potentially the next couple of things to upgrade. Hey, how's it going? Potentially the next couple of things to upgrade are the actual wireless lavs. So I'm going to go for the DPA 6060s and potentially get some sort of wireless boom situation going on. Needs to be one with an internal recorder, just because you need that. I personally need that kind of redundancy in there, because the last thing I want is for it to die or just to crap out. So whether it's an audio limited, because I've got sound devices already, it's probably going to be the way to go to integrate it into the SL6. And speaking of SL6, actually, someone on another video was asking me, when I have the SL6, where do I route everything? Because one of the advantages is that you're able to kind of route to any tracks, basically, the kind of wireless wireless channel. I can't even think anymore. It's getting late. It's long. But I basically route them to the kind of the first tracks, really. And then as I need to actually physically plug in more full XLRs, I move them further and further down the track into rows 7 through 12. But generally, I'm not in a situation where I am regularly going over 6 channels. So it's quite easy just to route them around and make sure that they're kind of in order. So that's what's really nice. Sound speed. Well, good thing is you're in the UK, outside the reach of Saxcom's lawyers at the moment. Yes, that is true. It is interesting how that all goes down. Again, patented technology is very good. And I think, to be honest, it is just a case of, if I had Saxcom, it would just be the obvious choice. It's just really good to have like a full ecosystem on there. So you got to kind of respect Saxcom's rights to with the technology that they came up with. But so Vivek, recently experienced sound devices CF card giving me some issue with file corruption on the 688. So, I mean, that comes down to a couple of things, potentially. It's that the card is very old. It is that the card is slow in kind of formatting. or that you haven't formatted it within the Sound Devices 688. Again, sometimes you've got to make sure you have the latest firmware as well, so that's always important. But generally, I've only had that happen maybe once, and sometimes it's just a bad card, and you need to get another card. I've had it. I'm trying to think. I definitely had it with one CF card, but as soon as I just had to buy another one, that's what I did straight away because it was just getting too. It was giving me that glitch and causing the whole menu to kind of freeze, and you have to press that menu button for a couple of seconds, and it'll auto reboot. So if your 688 is ever freezing completely, just make sure that you turn the power off switch, hold the menu button down, and it'll force a reboot, and then you can kind of turn it back on again. But yeah, in terms of corrupted cards, yeah, it's only been with CF cards. Although I still use SanDisk for all my cards, but sometimes it's the size of the card. If this card is absolutely massive, then that has caused issues in the past for me. So at the moment, I run SanDisk Extreme Ultra or Pro, and they're about 32 gig, and I think I have a 64 gig as well. So I recommend that if it's the same, if it's just this one card that you have, getting another one just because, and just kind of write that other one off. Potentially use it for other stuff like extra storage on your computer if you need to hand one off to a client or something. But so yeah, sometimes you just got to take the hit. So unfortunately. For anyone else watching live, thank you very much, and thank you for getting me to 5,000 subscribers. It's kind of a weird milestone. I never really set out to get thousands and thousands of people to follow, so it's nice to know that my videos in some form are providing a bit of value to the community, which is good. Oh, we got more stuff. So yeah. Sound speed, personally, I'm a little doubtful if it's a valid patent, which is why Sound Devices is challenging cause success will be good news for all us non-Saxophone users. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I'm definitely not a lawyer or anything like that, so I don't really know how, or like what the patent situation is, apart from like this recording thing. But again, we get into this like legalese language of technicality and all sorts of stuff. I mean, they've even used some of my videos in their court thing as well, so I'm not especially bothered. But yeah, hobby lawyer on the internet. Well, that is it's a good sideline. The law is definitely not going away. That's definitely a recession-proof kind of career. So yeah. But what else has been going on? I don't know. I'm trying to do more with the podcast. If you guys have any ideas or you even want to do a podcast with me, then download the Anchor app and go on to search Soundrolling, or then hit me up on Instagram or something, and then we can do just a hangout recorded thing, which would be cool. So yeah. Oh, you're a big nerd in intellectual property. Yeah, it's good. IP is all we have. IP and social influencer brand. So yeah. What else can I give for you guys that's useful? So hopefully the courses have been useful. If you haven't been already, go to learn.soundrolling.com. Try to kind of contextualize a lot of blog posts that have been they're useful on their own, but then it'd be good on breaking that down further. Rufus, yes, I need to okay, quick rundown on wireless block licensing. So how it works is essentially what you need in terms of licensing is there's legal frequencies, and to operate in those frequencies you usually need a license. So the licensing you can get in the UK from part of Ofcom. So I'm trying to remember what the blooming name is. Go to Ofcom, and then you'll be able to find the people. Oh, they can give you the codes. There is free spectrum in the UK that you can use and anyone can use, called the shared spectrum. So that's channel 38, which I believe is 606 up until around 614. And ideally, then you need a license. And one of the thing is you can probably, I mean, people do check, but you can probably get away without a license. But my whole theory of having a license was actually just they moved the spectrum before because they think no one's on it. And so all the people that, if everyone was on and bought a license, it would give us more kind of lobbying power to stay in the same kind of block or zone. So do really consider it. I think it's only about £70 a year, maybe. So again, fraction of the price. It's deductible as well if that's any use. And yeah, so that's a quick rundown. So you can also then buy wireless blocks outside of these ranges. And again, you can speak to them, and that's more for like coordinated live events. So I did the royal wedding, for instance, and you basically give your gear specs, and they will sort out a frequency for you that won't collide with anyone. And it's about £25, I think, per frequency. But again, if you're doing a massive live event and you want kind of guaranteed frequency coordination, then that is the way forward. So yeah. So in a sense, like preferential treatment versus non-licensed users in that area. Well, it's just if you're a non-licensed user in that area and you get caught, you can get all your gear taken off you and you can get a massive fine. So yeah, preferential treatment in terms of that. So it is probably a good idea to have. And again, if you don't want the spectrum to move, then the more people that sign up that are using wireless, sign up to have it, keep it being maintained, then that is going to be the kind of future. So yeah, Alejandro, finally, yes, 5K subs. Whoop whoop. Yeah, so hopefully that should make sense. So, Safia, what are those books in the background? Any recommendations for aspiring sound people? I do have some sound books, I think. I've got a lot of philosophy ones, and what else is an actual sound one though? So I've got some of the classics. Rick Veer's Location Sound Bible. Which is a very good read for getting those basics in. And thanks, Simon. And what else? I have one from Journeyman. So this is an interesting one. Oh, and I've got food ready, so I've got to go soon. By Neil Hillman. I actually did a couple of interviews with Neil Hillman as well, who does his PhD in sound stuff. And what else? I have Sound Design in Science Fiction. That's this book. I had that all the way in school, like a couple of years ago. And I had a massive one on, the film sound in general. I won't get it out. Film sound as well. And then I've just got lots of stuff like theory test and things. So yeah. Well, I will keep this short and sweet. I do have to eat. Ooh, it's over there. And then get back to work, of course. So thank you very much for everyone that's subscribing and supporting everything that I do. And how you can help me is let me help you. So basically, get in the comments, write me on Instagram, like add me on WhatsApp, go to my website, my number's on there. Send me questions, and then I can just make more content on whatever I think is kind of useful, hopefully, as well as just documenting what I'm doing in life in general to give you at least one more perspective on how someone else is doing it, because I know we can all be quite spread apart, which is quite tricky. So okay, I will see you guys